Eagle, proud symbol of our country. Keep on flying high up above, and together we will stand and we'll restore the land. Oh, eagle, keep on flying, eagle. Oh, welcome in to Listen to the Eagle, your live call-in radio show, hunting, fishing, God, family, and country, or anything Paul Ott wants to talk about. Bert Ott Carruth, your host, coming to you live from the Reed's Metal Studio. Paul Ott by phone at beautiful Lake Dixie Springs in the scenic Rivers region. What about you, Paul Ott?
Well, it's Thanksgiving, Bert. Let's go kill a wild turkey. I always wanted to eat a wild turkey for Thanksgiving. But
Yeah, but you can't kill a turkey during Thanksgiving.
I know it, so I'm going to have to eat a tame one.
Hey, Kroger's got them for 79 cents a pound, Paul Ott. You can't beat that with a stick.
You know, you done bought one?
No, but I'm looking at it real hard.
Well, Kroger would be a good sponsor. Keep talking about it.
Oh, tonight's the night you want to be at the show, be a part of the show. Paul Ott started this for you, the Mississippi hunters and fishermen, over 20 years ago, to have a voice statewide across this great state of Mississippi. So be a part of the show. 1-800-251-5891. That's 1-800-251-5891 or pound 444 if you are C-Spire, customer inspired like we are. Paul Ott, we got a great guest tonight, MDOT, MDOT. We got Miss Christy Milbourne, Safety Education Coordinator. Welcome to Listen to the Eagle.
Thank you very much.
And I understand this isn't your first rodeo on Listen to the Eagle.
Been here a few times.
Been here a few times. Well, it is the holiday season.
Yes.
I know we need to share some things for our listeners and our viewers.
Yes. We just want to encourage everyone to make it a safe holiday. This tends to be the time of year where our fatality numbers go up, injuries go up. So we just want people to think about it before they get in their cars and make their holiday trips. There's going to be about, I think they said 4.5 million vehicles on the roadways.
Is that why it goes up, because of the volume?
There's a huge influx of people on the highway, and more people are out there, the more chances there are for crashes to occur. So, we want to encourage people. The number one thing you can do to keep yourself safe in a vehicle is to wear that seatbelt. Everybody in the car, buckle up. Make sure those kids are in properly installed and proper seats for the child size.
Right.
Don't drive tired. If you're leaving grandma's and you eat all that turkey
All that
and
turkey.
you watched all those ball games, just, what? Hang out a little while longer. Take a nap before you get on the roadway. Don't drive tired. I don't think it needs to be said, but somehow we need to talk about it. Texting. Put the phone down. It's just not worth your life or the life of anybody that you're going to come across while you're driving.
Christy, I want to interrupt.
Yeah.
I know you've got some other things to talk about, but I want to segue right here.
Yeah.
How can we get this stopped? Because I understand. I know y'all are doing research. How can we put it down? Look, I'm guilty. It's so hard.
It is.
But it's not worth it.
The cell phone companies, the car manufacturers, they make it really easy to connect at all times. And we are becoming a culture now that is used to being connected 24 hours a day. We sleep with our phones either in the bed with us or on the table right next to us, so that we're immediately awake if someone calls or texts or emails. It's going to be very, very difficult. And unfortunately, in a lot of cases, it takes that tragedy in someone's life for them to realize that this is a dangerous behavior when you're behind the wheel. We don't want it to come to that. We want people to realize how dangerous it is to send a text message or a Facebook post or my daughter once, she told me, I saw her going down the road and I saw her holding her phone in front of her. So when she got home, I fussed at her. I said, why were you texting and driving? She said, Mom, I wasn't texting. I was Instagramming.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So is this a fair statement? I understand some research, because this will get your attention, because everybody has seemed to have gotten on board with drinking and driving and understanding how dangerous that is. My understanding is from research, texting is worse than getting behind the wheel if you've been drinking.
Some studies have shown just that, yes. And you don't think about it. You are under the assumption that what you're doing when you're carrying on a telephone conversation and driving is that you're multitasking. But in fact, the brain doesn't work that way.
Yeah.
When it's two cognitive tasks, meaning two different things you have to think about at the same time, you don't actually do both at the same time. Your brain literally flips back and forth between the two.
Wow.
So in the middle of those flips, just those split-second flips, is when something can occur that you would literally totally miss. A child walking out in the middle of the street, the vehicle in front of you slamming on brakes. You literally don't see it. It's called inattention blindness, because literally in that moment you don't see it. But that's why when you are in charge of a 3,000-pound vehicle, driving that vehicle should be the only thing you're thinking about, not what's happening on your cell phone, not your buddies in the back seat, but the vehicle that you're driving.
All right, I'm going to let you get back to where you were going, but I do want to make one more statement. It's kind of like when we preach right at deer season about wearing your harnesses in the tree stand. Yep. I know you've done it for years and nothing's ever happened to you. And I know in your mind it's never going to happen to you, but all it takes is one time. Same thing with texting.
Absolutely.
I know you've been doing it and you've never had a wreck or hurt anybody. All it takes is one time.
That one time.
Go ahead.
You're absolutely right. Okay. And you mentioned impaired driving. And while that shouldn't be a thing anymore, somehow it still is.
Oh, yeah. Especially holiday season.
Especially holiday season. I mean, my husband loves eggnog.
Yeah. I just had one or two. I'm okay.
I'm fine. I can drive. It's not a problem.
Right.
But it is something that does still occur. So I don't think that we need to go radio silent on the message of, please get a designated driver. Please wait until you are sober before you get behind the wheel, because those crashes are 100% preventable.
Well, and another point to that, not that it's worse than hurting somebody, but what is in place with drinking and driving or impaired driving that's not in place with texting, it will ruin your life.
Yes.
You will go broke and you will go to jail.
Yes. Yes. And going back to the texting and driving, my personal hope is that at some point it will be as taboo, as illegal as it is to drink a six-pack and get behind the wheel of a car.
And we've got to get that legislation quickly, or there's going to be a lot more fatalities and tragic situations.
And unfortunately, people respond to where it hits them hardest, which is usually the pocketbook.
Right.
Yep.
That's right.
But we encourage people to just make smart decisions. You're going to be encountering so many people this weekend, and we're not just talking about Thursday, but we're talking about Thursday through Sunday, and then you've got the Christmas holiday coming up. No one wants to exchange a Christmas morning festivities for a funeral. Right. So just be mindful of the other people that are on the roadway. Don't be selfish. Put the phone up. Don't drink and drive. Don't drive tired. Wear that seatbelt. Make sure your kids are buckled properly. We have several resources at MDOT if people want to make use of them. We have the MDOT traffic where people can log on and actually see real time what our traffic situation is like around the state.
Right.
They can also download an app that will help them with that, or dial 511 for real time traffic information, which is pretty cool.
What is the website?
Well, we have several. We have the MDOTtraffic.com. That is for the real-time traffic. There are all sorts of tips about keeping Mississippi roadways safe at GoMDOT.com/DriveSmartMS. And then I have a website also for our section, which is where we actually will take simulators and presentations around to schools and safety events to talk to kids and adults and companies about, how to keep themselves safe behind the wheel. And that website is GoMDOT.com/safety education.
Awesome. Christy, thank you for being on Listen to the Eagle. Thank you for everything that MDOT does, and thank you for what you do, because I know it's a very, very important role in people's lives.
Thank you. And y'all have a great Thanksgiving.
Hey, happy Thanksgiving. Y'all don't go anywhere. We got more of Listen to the Eagle. We'll be right back.
Legendary entertainer Paul Ott brings you his greatest hits. Get them all in this special CD-DVD combo set, including Old Blue,
Many and a many of an early morn.
I Am Mississippi,
I am everything good you have ever dreamed about.
Right Arm of America, and many more. To order, visit listentotheeagle.com or send $20 check or money order to Paul Ott's Greatest Hits, Box 219, Summit, Mississippi 39666.
Welcome in. Listen to the Eagle. Bert Ott Carruth coming to you live from the Reed's Metal Studio. Paul Ott down at beautiful Lake Dixie Springs in the Scenic Rivers region. Thank you for making us a part of your day. We are your live call-in radio show on hunting, fishing, God, family, and country. Paul Ott started this show over 20 years ago for you, the Mississippi hunters and fishermen, to have a voice. So exercise that voice. 1-800-251-5891. That's 1-800-251-5891 will get you right in here amongst us, or pound 444 if you C-Spire, customer inspired like we are. You can also follow us on Twitter, find out more about the show, what's all going on, at Bert Ott Carruth. That's at BERT Ott Carruth. Paul Ott, before we go back to the phone lines, I want to thank MDOT. It's one of our really nice sponsors, and want to thank Christy for bringing on the safety education, aspect of the holidays. It is going to be crowded. There is going to be a lot of people on the road. You got to be patient and don't get road rage and don't drink and drive and don't text and drive.
That's exactly right, Bert. It's not worth one fatality for any of those situations, Bert.
It's really not. All right, Paul Ott, we got our second guest of the night. He is with RealTree, but he's also a former Ole Miss football player. And if you're an Ole Miss fan, he may have been number one in your heart, but he was also the mighty winner of the Chucky Mullins Award, number 38 on the field. John Youngblood, welcome to Listen to the Eagle, John.
Hey, how y'all doing?
We are doing wonderful. John, you're on with Bert Ott Carruth and Paul Ott. John, tell us a little bit about, I know you've got a new position now. You're no longer a on-the-field football player like you used to be for about 4 years for the Rebels, but you've teamed up with RealTree.
Yeah, I did. Unfortunately, the playing days are over. Had to hang up the jersey and had to use that degree I actually went to school for, believe it or not. But I just started with RealTree 4 months ago. I work in the licensing and account management department. But yeah, just started working with RealTree and very excited to be doing it.
And the founders of that, of course, graduated from Ole Miss, and y'all's headquarters are in Columbus, Georgia, correct?
Yes, sir.
What all's been going on? I know y'all got a lot of new things coming out. I think I read a press release where y'all actually have a new camouflage and brand coming out for fishing, RealTree Fishing.
Yeah, we do. We launched RealTree Fishing a couple months ago in August. We started with that. We're treating it as its own brand. We do have a pattern with it as well. It's a nice kind of lifestyle tonal pattern, but it has some stick and limb elements in it that give it the RealTree effect that what you're used to see. But we just signed we're the official pattern of FLW and the Fishing League worldwide.
Yes, sir.
And then we also signed the CCA Florida chapter. They're responsible for the redfish being introduced back into Florida.
Wow. So, John, let me ask you something, how this works with RealTree, because I see RealTree patterns on different other brands, correct? Like what I see RealTree say on like a Columbia or maybe like an Under Armour or something like that?
Right, yeah. So the way RealTree works is we're a licensing company first. We're a marketing and a licensing company. We do not personally manufacture any goods or any products. All we do is come up with the camo patterns and then drive the demand and market that to the public.
So like your brands, it kind of becomes that staple brand that if I want to be the best I can be in the woods, I need something with RealTree on it.
Right. Yeah, we have a marketing campaign behind that. It's Find the Antler. If you're wearing a camo pattern and you can't find the antler on it, then you need to go find one that you can find the antler on. But we have a couple different patterns. Our newest ones are RealTree Extra and Extra Green. Extra is our big game pattern, more used for big game hunting like deer and turkey in the spring, and then Extra Green is better for turkey hunting in the spring. It's more green towards it. And then our waterfowl pattern is Max 5. Got a lot of dark water elements to it, as well as reed grass, and it has a little bit of stick and limb in it as well. Max 1 XT is our newest Western pattern.
Yeah.
But we're going to be launching RealTree Edge in January at SHOT Show. That's going to really take on our benchmark pattern, and that's going to, in a way, replace RealTree Extra. I think it's definitely going to be the premier pattern that we have to offer. Bill Jordan comes up with all the patterns himself. Spends just hours and hours with the designer, and it's definitely his best work yet.
Hey, John, we're running up on a break. I want to thank you so much. John Youngblood from RealTree being a part of Listen to the Eagle. Thank you, John.
Paul Ott's The Day of the Lord CD-DVD combo set is our free gift to you and your family. The Day of the Lord includes songs like I Am That I Am, Don't Cry for Me, and They Could Not Stop His Love, as well as special sermons by Tom Lester, Dr. Larry LeBlanc, and others. Paul's special holy visits and the printed Don't Cry for Me poster are also included. Get yours by calling 1-800-684-9486 or by letter to New Day of the Lord Ministries Foundation, Box 219, Summit, Mississippi 39666.
Welcome back in. Listen to the Eagle, your live call-in radio show, hunting, fishing, God, family, and country. Bert Ott Carruth coming to you live from the Reed's Metal Studio. Paul Ott, let's go to the phone lines. The man we know and love, Mr. Robert Daley. Robert, welcome. Listen to the Eagle.
Well, thank you, Bert. How are you and the legendary Paul Ott doing tonight?
Shoot, Robert. You know what Woody would have said? He'd have said 1-800-251-6891. You gonna hunt with a bow or a gun, Robert, this weekend?
I'm thinking about bow hunting this weekend. There's a place behind the clubhouse that's real thick. You know, they cut the timber up back there a year ago, and we got that first year cut over. And, man, I was back there, walked around. There was deer trails all over the place, and I'm thinking seriously about going back there and bow hunting.
Sounds like a good plan.
Yeah, Bert, you said something a while ago about checking equipment and safety, and I want to throw something in, something that happened with my son Kurt a week ago. He and I were at Bucksnort a week ago over the weekend, and he wanted to hunt this particular food plot. So I went down there with him, find a good place for him to climb, and the tree that he wanted to climb had a climber already there that somebody had left. And I know the guy that left it, and I knew that he'd be hunting there. And they use the same kind of stand, and I told Kurt, I said, it doesn't make sense to me for you to take your stand apart and put it on that tree over his. I said, just go ahead and climb with his climber. Y'all both use the same kind. And I said, I know him. I know he wouldn't mind. So I said, just go ahead and use that one. So he did. And when he got through hunting, he was coming down the tree. And fortunately, he was only about 3 or 4 feet from the ground when the foot strap broke. And now, of course, there's a rope, that holds the top part of the climber to the bottom part that you stand on. But without that foot strap, there's nothing to keep that bottom part up against your feet. And so he wasn't going to be able to come down any further. If that had happened 15 or 20 feet up the tree, he'd have been in a mess. He wouldn't have gotten hurt because he had his safety harness and he wasn't going to fall, but he would have been in a mess because I don't really know how, without a foot strap, without something to hold that platform to his feet, he couldn't descend the tree. So I had to go to Port Gibson, and I bought nylon strap, and I replaced the strap on that guy's stand. So that was my responsibility since I gave Kurt the okay to use it.
Right.
But I tell you what, it got me to thinking, and the strap on my stand looks good.
Yeah.
But I'm going to replace it anyway, just because I saw that happen. And, once something like that happens, you find yourself in a mess. Man. Especially if you're hunting by yourself, you don't have anybody to come help you. Yeah. So I'm not going to take any chances. I'm going to replace the foot strap on my climber.
Well, and it goes back, Robert, to what we were talking about, not only safety and too, just like what happened to me with the gun not firing. It just look, guys, and all the excitement, I know it's here and I know we're ready to all get out there, But do your due diligence before you go out. Make sure everything from what you're talking about with the tree stand and the straps to your bullets, to your ammunition, to your gun, to your bow, to your clothes, to your scent. Just take time to do a little inventory check and make sure you're ready.
That's right. Did you, I don't know if you heard or not, I heard something about a teenage girl that was coming out of her deer stand and her gun went off and killed her. No. And I don't remember where that was supposed to have happened, but please, everybody, teach your kids and also practice this yourself. When you're coming down when you're done hunting and you're about to come down from that deer stand, unload that gun first. Make sure it's unloaded. Clear the breech. Make sure there is not a shell in that gun. You don't need one when you're coming down anyway.
No.
So make sure that gun is unloaded. Teach your kids to make sure that gun is unloaded before they come down from their deer stand, whether it's a box stand or a climber, a ladder stand, it doesn't matter. So I tell you, man, once a tragedy happens, you can't hit rewind and go back and do it over. It's a done deal, and that's something, that devastated a whole family and any number of friends, and people's lives are going to be changed forever now.
So if you don't hear anything else tonight, at least here going into this deer season, just even if you've been doing it for 30 years, 40 years, if you've been doing it for 120 like Paul Ott, just take time out to do it the right way this year, and don't just do it your way. Do it the right way. Y'all have a happy Thanksgiving. Love you, brother. Be safe.
Love y'all too. Y'all have a happy Thanksgiving. Be safe on the road.
Y'all don't go anywhere. Okay. We got Southern Attraction Outdoors next segment. Y'all be good. We'll be right back.
Legendary entertainer Paul Ott brings you his greatest hits. Get them all in this special CD-DVD combo set, including Old Blue,
Many and a many of an early morn.
I Am Mississippi,
I am everything good you have ever dreamed about.
Right Arm of America, and many more. To order, visit listentotheeagle.com or send $20 check or money order to Paul Ott's Greatest Hits, Box 219, Summit, Mississippi 39666.
Welcome back. Last segment of the night for Listen to the Eagle. Your live call-in radio show on hunting, fishing, God, family, and country. Bert Ott Carruth coming to you live from the Reed's Metal Studio. Want to invite you to go to reedsmetal.com for any of your metal roofing needs, or maybe you need a hunting camp, or you just need a good storage building. The metal building's the way to go. reedsmetal.com. Paul Ott coming to us by phone down at beautiful Lake Dixie Springs in the Scenic Rivers region. Want to invite everybody to go to www.visitscenicrivers.com. That's visitscenicrivers.com to find out all the unbelievable events going on down there in that beautiful part of the country. We got our guest that's on the phone now, Mr. Tyler Owen from Southern Attraction Outdoors. Tell me about Southern Attraction Outdoors. What's going on with y'all? What can our viewers and our listeners need to know, and where can they go to see what's going on with you guys?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So what you can do is you can go to Southern Attraction Outdoors on Facebook or Instagram and catch some of the guys. They may be posting live videos. I know Dwayne and Tyler Beatty, they're in Kansas right now. They landed there today.
Yeah.
So I'm sure they probably, put some feed out, some of that backwoods attraction feed out, and probably pulled some cameras. I know Dwayne, he had 2 or 3 cameras set up. So, he's after one of them over there that he had on camera last year. So I know he's got a tag. He has an archery tag, and his son has a tag. So they're going to get it done, though. I feel like, man, the big bucks, they're cruising this time of the year over there. So. Oh,
yeah. And we talked in the break, another member's over there in Georgia getting after it, right?
Oh, yeah, Eric. The rut's just now getting full swing over there, so the big bucks are on their feet for sure. So he had a good encounter, so I feel like in the next day or two, he has all week off with school, being a college kid. So I feel like he'll seal the deal too. So So be watching on Facebook Live, because if either one of them kills, I know it's going to be on there.
So go to Southern Attraction Outdoors on Facebook. Also, Tyler, I talked to Dwayne a little bit. Looking forward to having you guys get everybody back here in the studio. Man, y'all bring us some film that y'all been taking, because I know everybody would like to see how it all goes down, because that's awesome what y'all are doing.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And we've had a lot of luck so far this year. Even though we have a couple misses, I know I missed one myself.
Tyler, hey, I've always thanked Southern Attraction Outdoors, not only for what y'all do for the outdoor industry, but when you come on, listen to the Eagle, we appreciate it all. You and your family be safe traveling in from Houston, Texas, and y'all have a great and safe Thanksgiving holidays.
All right. You too, Mr. Bert.
Paul Ott, I love you. We're going to see everybody next week. If you don't remember anything else about tonight, I hope you'll remember this. If you do things your way, you will get your results. Some good, some bad. If you'll stop and pray, you'll get his results. Paul Ott, you got 30 seconds.
Yes, well, I just want to wish everybody a happy Thanksgiving, and especially to the sponsors and the stations that's carried this deal for 28 years, Bert.
That's awesome.
And you too.
Yep. Paul Ott, I'll see you tomorrow. We love all y'all. Thank you for being a part of Listen Eagle tonight. I want to thank our guest, MDOT, Christy Milbourne, talking about safety. I want to thank John Youngblood from RealTree, and, of course, Tyler Owen from Southern Attraction Outdoors. Love y'all. See you next week. Happy Thanksgiving.